Hi, Annette Roth here with a quick tutorial on the disappearing four patch. The nice thing about this pattern, you can use whatever size squares that you have. These are charm packs, 5-inch squares. I will later be showing a 6-inch square because we had an exchange and I had those blocks at hand. So you just take 4 of any size. These were 5-inch, like I said. And if you get pre-cuts, make sure that you check if the 5 inch is to the outside of the pinking or the valley of the pinking. And you can trim, if they're bigger, you can trim to your size. Then you put them together, stitch along this side. I don't cut between, I just leave it chained together. Then here's an example of what it'll look like after you sew it. This one I had it cut. And then you'd flip those sides together, stitch along this end, open it, press it, and you have an assembled four patch. And the fun begins. You can decide how far apart you want to cut. I think a good measurement is 1.5 inches away from the seam lines. So you just place the ruler so the 1.5-inch line is on the seam. Then you slice. If you don't have a rotating mat, you just go ahead and rotate a smaller mat. Then again, 1.5 inches from the center. Just double check the line that you're lined up all along. Try not to disturb any of the pieces you cut. Lift the ruler straight up, not sliding. This works best if you just have a few grippy dots on the back of the ruler, not a ruler that has the full back anti-skid mat. After you make all 4 cuts, the easiest way I do it is just flip the middle rectangle parts to create your new design. And that's all I move. But you may go ahead, experiment, rotate any parts you want, flip them. Some people like to flip that center. I just leave it. The distance from the center seam is subjective also. You can try 1 3/4, you can try 2 inches. Just play with it a little bit. Then you sew it together just like you would a 9 patch. Flip these center over the left. Start and stitch down. I don't usually cut the threads between. Then when you come back, you can press that. And then you'll fold these over. Stitch. And then you'll have, it should look something like this. I kept these strings just to keep all my pieces together. And then you can flip these, stitch, stitch, press away from the center usually works best. And then you have your finished disappearing 4 patch. Like I said, whatever size squares you have on hand is what you can use. And here's an example of a top.